Well, that was what happened in Israel. Now, let me take you through what's really happening on the ground in Iran. In fact, Ali Akbar Dareni, he's a writer, joining us from Tehran, only Indian network to get you both sides, Israel as well as Iran. Mr. Dareni, thank you very much for joining us from Tehran. I believe you'll have to unmute yourself. I want to begin by asking you about what's the situation like in Iran right now. Given the fact that President Trump has already announced asking people in Tehran to leave the city, an indication that there could be a massive escalation by the end of the day.
Iranians have suffered as a result of the Israeli act of aggression. Israel started an unprovoked war against Iran right in the middle of negotiations between Iran and the United States. And this war has been directly assisted by the United States. Israel, under no circumstances, was able to carry out such an act of aggression without logistical, intelligence, military, and diplomatic support from the United States. Iran did not start a war. It is Israel that started the war. The pictures you showed highlighted that Iran is targeting civilian areas in Israel. Iran is retaliating to Israel, targeting civilian areas and residential buildings in Tehran and other Iranian cities. Look at what Israel has done from the first moment it attacked Iran. They claim that it has everything to do with Iran's nuclear program. That's sheer lies. It has nothing to do with Iran's nuclear program. Israel possesses nuclear weapons. Iran doesn't. Israel is targeting civilian areas. Can you build nuclear weapons with hospitals?
Yesterday, can I then ask you, Mr. Dareni,
it targeted Iran's broadcaster organization. Can you build a nuclear weapon with a media organization? Can you build a nuclear weapon with civilian areas?
They say, I'm not getting into the specifics of that because the Israelis are claiming that it is used by the Iranian military, but that's not the point that I want to, focus on. But what I want to ask you is that what's the end game? Because there were reports that were coming in that Iran essentially wants some sort of a mediation to take place. You've been urging United States of America to make that call to Prime Minister Netanyahu, hoping for a ceasefire. Is that what Iran is looking forward to? Is there a possibility of some sort of a ceasefire in the coming few days?
Iran did not start a war. It didn't want a war.
Is it willing to come? Is it willing?
Expand.
Is Iran willing for a ceasefire agreement?
Who are pushing the United States to enter the war. So Iran has not asked for a ceasefire, although it doesn't want the war to expand. Israel has killed civilians in Iran, started an unprovoked war. If Iran does not impose a heavy cost on Israel, Israel is not going to stop. So Iran's priority is to punish Israel and inflict unbearable pain on Israel so that Israel stops its acts of aggression. At the same time, if that stops, Iran will be open to diplomacy. Iran was in the process of diplomacy. Iran was about to enter a sixth round of negotiations with the United States. It was Israel that derailed the talks, and it was the United States and the Trump administration that allowed Israel to derail the talks and allow Israel to carry out such an act of aggression. And now it is killing diplomacy. I hope the Trump administration is wise enough not to fall in the trap by war-hungry Netanyahu. This is a key issue, but Iran is prepared for all eventualities.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Dareni, for getting us the view from Tehran, the only Indian news network to put across both sides, what's happening in Israel as well as in Iran.